Zero Trust Architecture. Zero Trust Architecture, or ZTA, is a modern cybersecurity model based on the principle of never trust, always verify. In today's world of cloud computing, remote work, and increasing cyber threats, traditional security models that rely on a trusted internal network are no longer sufficient. ZTA assumes no user, device, or system, whether inside or outside the network, should be trusted by default. Zero Trust Architecture redefines how we approach cybersecurity. Instead of trusting users and systems once they're inside the perimeter, Zero Trust requires continuous verification at every access point. Zero Trust Architecture shifts focus from perimeter-based defenses to continuous contextual verification of identity, device health, and access rights. It's about building resilience through visibility, strict access control, and authentication, regardless of where the user or device is located. First principle in the Zero Trust Architecture is continuous verification. In continuous verification, access is granted only after continuous validation of user identity, device status, location, and security posture. Continuous verification means access constantly reassessed based on changing conditions. If a user suddenly logs in from an unfamiliar location, or their device becomes compromised, the system can immediately revoke access or trigger additional security protocols. This principle prevents attackers from moving laterally even if they breach a single system. The next principle is the least privilege access. In this principle, users are only granted the minimum level of access needed to perform their tasks. With least privilege, access is about control. If a user doesn't need access to a sensitive system or file, they simply don't get it. This significantly narrows the attack surface and helps limit the impact of any breach. This reduces potential damage in the event of compromised credentials or insider threats. Granting minimum level of access necessary to perform tasks helps with compliance, ensuring that only authorized personnel can access regulated data. Third principle is the device and network awareness. ZTA requires visibility into the health and status of devices and the networks they connect from. Not all devices are created equal. A well-managed corporate laptop might be safe to grant access, but a personal tablet with outdated software may pose risks. Zero Trust ensures every device is evaluated before granting access by looking at factors like encryption, patch status, and endpoint protection. Unmanaged or non-compliant devices may be denied access or placed in restricted zones. Suspicious or insecure networks can trigger access restrictions or enhanced monitoring. Next principle is micro-segmentation. As the name suggests, in micro-segmentation, the network is divided into smaller segments, each with its own security controls. By segmenting systems and applications, you isolate sensitive data and applications from broader exposure. This limits an attacker's ability to move laterally if one segment is breached. So even if an attacker breaches one system, they won't automatically get access to everything else. Next principle is strong authentication and authorization. Multi-factor authentication, identity federation, and adaptive access policies are central to verifying users and devices before granting access. In today's world, securing systems with just usernames and passwords alone is not enough. Strong authentication includes additional layers like biometrics, hardware tokens, or one-time codes. Access is also context-aware, and factors like time of day, IP address, and device security posture influence whether a user is granted entry or challenged further. The final principle is ongoing monitoring and incident response. ZTA relies on real-time monitoring, analytics, and threat detection to identify anomalies and respond swiftly to incidents. Zero Trust doesn't stop once access is granted. Every session is monitored, logged, and analyzed. Logs, behavior analysis, and automated alerts support this vigilance. Unusual patterns like sudden data downloads or unusual login times can trigger automatic actions like locking accounts, alerting SOC teams, or initiating forensic analysis. It is proactive and adaptive by design. To summarize, Zero Trust architecture transforms cybersecurity by removing implicit trust and verifying every access request. Through continuous validation, least privilege, strong authentication, and network segmentation, ZTA creates a dynamic, secure environment that reduces risk and adapts to evolving threats.